Architectural Eyesores of Southern Australia, a book review. For the Antipodean architectural community and perhaps beyond, a new edition of Lester Snotrot's disruptive classic Architectural Eyesores of Southern Australia is a welcome adventure in an otherwise dull publishing season. The publishers, Brown Starfish Press, have stayed true to the original and recast it with new illustrations, some updates to the footnotes, and a foreword by Kath and Kim. There is a new chapter on the Dunlop building, Filth in Bricks, as it is known, and the section on the Kerry Packer Towers has been updated for the benefit of international travellers who come to Australia just to laugh at it. There are new photos of the J.J. Clapper Bridge, the ugliest bridge in the Southern Hemisphere, and a special section devoted to Everything Appalling, ever sponsored by Jeff Kennett. What caught my eye, however, was an article on a new technological device just released by the Australian Architectural Fraternity. Installed onto your phone, and so what is known as an app, it is capable of detecting architectural monstrosities and abusing the user in appropriate vitriol. The head of Australia's Association of Hostile Architects, Clarence Muffington, AO, explained that it is the next and obvious step in developing hostile architecture. He himself had developed a style of public seating that, tests showed, was impossible to sit on, or lay on, or sleep on, or have sex on, or do anything on. He won awards. Moreover, his seats were specially designed to be visually abusive to the felicity of public spaces. Now, with this new wonder device, you can walk up to one such seat, and the app, as it is called, will detect it, at which point artificial intelligence kicks in, does the calculations, and, in the voice of a seat, tells you to fuck off. Until now, Muffington said, architects had only been able to pour contempt on the public and the taxpayers through visual gestures. At last, architecture could speak. They tested the device at the Bradman Memorial, a giant cricket bat in pink perspex, and the Gallipindi Complex, a giant didgeridoo in steel piping, the Harold Holt Aquatic Centre, and then at the notorious 97 Anzac Avenue, Vomit Views, as it's known. As soon as the app detects any of these abominations, it adds a suitable audio track of vile abuse, just in case you didn't get the visual message. There were some problems with the beta version, apparently. When the app was tried on Melbourne's Federation Square, the message from the building was so colourful and expletive it raised complaints. That wasn't a problem. Offensive buildings are supposed to offend. Letters of complaint and petitions, in fact, are a mark of success. But there were a couple of buildings in Melbourne and a few in inner Sydney, to which the app responded with full Nazi tirades and Zig Heils in the voice of the Führer. This had to be toned down in the public release. Southern Australia boasts some of the most aggressively hostile architecture in the world. Buildings, bridges, homes, even carports, shopping malls. My God, shopping malls. That, put simply, hate human beings. There are postgraduate degrees in it. It's good to see this new edition of Snotrot giving due credit to our long tradition of hostile abominations, buildings that not only offend all your aesthetic decencies, but actually want to poke your eyes out. Noticing the geographical drift of this edition, with a handy map or two at the back, I imagine that you could install this app on your phone and then set out on a road trip with the book open on the passenger seat, starting with some brutalist brown boxes in North Sydney and ending at the Adelaide Festival Centre, and be verbally abused by architecture all the way. Eyesores are no longer just eyesores. That's the takeaway news from this volume. We are moving into an era of all-round ugliness, and our architects are up with all the latest trends.